What's up with it? It's time to get my pre-workout on. You know how I do it. Gotta go to the store, get a Rockstar. But I've been like listening to some stories lately, man. Some horror stories, bro. Of like expat men going overseas, giving females your life savings, man. Over there in Thailand. What's up with it, Captain Commander? What's up? It's time to work out, man. But I've been like really like, man, a lot of desperate dudes, man. I've been looking at videos or listening to videos at night or whatever before I go to sleep. And I got like a 40-minute video on some of these tales from Thailand. You know, the straight up desperate, lonely men just opening their wallet and falling victim to scams and stuff. You see, what happens is a lot of these women over there in Thailand, they know you're desperate, man. So they take advantage of you. And they scam you. Like, you know, oh, I've been wanting to open up a bar. You know, oh, I've been wanting to open up a restaurant. And these are the stories from a lot of guys that have fell victim to some of these pretty little brown bar girls overseas. And a lot of these guys, they go over there, they're desperate, they're lonely, and they get over there and they say, man, just getting attention from these young females, man, that would brighten my whole entire day. You know, brighten their whole entire day, bro. You know, and they will fall for the tricks, man. There was this one guy who went out there just desperate, lonely, met some young hot tenderoni. To make a long story short, you know, he was saying that he hasn't felt this desired in years. He's like, man, I haven't felt desired in years. I felt like I was like, man, you know, and fell victim to a female. She wanted him to help her. I mean, she didn't like ask him. She told him what her dreams were. Her dream was to open up a restaurant. You know, and being the lonely, thirsty, desperate guy that he was, he offered to help her. You know, and she said, really? Yeah. How much you need? He said he had $600,000 to retire off of, and he gave her 200 grand, and he had $4,000 left. I mean, he had $400,000 left, but he gave her 200 grand out of his life savings, bro, to open the restaurant for you know, investment. He thought it was an investment. He said, man, I got me a brand new girl. I'm 50 something. She's 20 something. And like, next thing you know, there's this nice restaurant in Thailand, and They're having fun. They would wake up in the morning, go eat at the restaurant, have breakfast there. You know, he thought he was living the dream. He felt like he was born all over again. He felt brand new. He felt young again. The next thing you know, a lot of shit start adding up. Like there was extra transactions being made, you know, in the bank account and shit like that. She was taking out $3,000, $4,000. Of course, she was sending that money back to her family and stuff like that, man. But also, she had a boyfriend that was in on the scam. She never really broke up with the boyfriend. She just used the foreigner to get the restaurant open, bro. You know, he got played. He got played to the left, man, because what happened was he was suspicious because there was all this extra transactions, you know, all the extra transactions that have been made out of the bank account. He got suspicious and he followed her, and he saw her hugged up with some Thai guy, you know, and even feeding them from her plate and stuff. Basically spoon feeding the guy, you know, and he got her home and he asked her, "Where did you go today?" You know, "Oh, I just went to the restaurant." "All day?" She was like, "Yeah, all day." And he showed her the pictures that he took while he was following her of her and some other guy, some other Thai guy. He was an American guy, by the way. He had pictures of her. He showed her. And her face turned white. She was like a ghost, man, almost. And I'm like, damn, these girls running games out there, man. You got to be really careful going overseas, bro, with them little brown, little fine, beautiful Thai girls, man. They running gang, bro. It's a big business, bro, to get your wallet, to get your money. Hello. You feel me? Damn, we gotta get some workout, man. So no more, huh? They still ain't got nothing. Oh well. I need my pre-workout. How you doing? I'm good. Where the fuck is my 20, yo? Okay. I think I got 27 cents. Yeah, I do. Actually, I got 30 cents. Thank you. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. So it's like, you know, you got a bunch of desperate, lonely guys just going overseas with their heart on their shoulder, getting played to the left. It's like, God damn, bro. That's what it has came to. See, when you're dealing with women from a weak position, man, that's what happens, man. They got you. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I say get the bag, so you won't be dealing with women from a weak position. You're dealing with women from a strong position. Like, look, I don't have to do nothing for you. Shit. You think I'm gonna open up a restaurant for you? Hell no, bitch. You think I love these hoes like that? Hell no. Desperate things, man. When you're lonely and desperate, man, you do stupid stuff. You're vulnerable when you're desperate, bro. You feel what I'm saying? The West have starved so many men that they going over there, they're opening their fucking wallet, their life saving to these females. You know. All right. I would tell a chick overseas, look, if you want this money, you're gonna have to suck a golf ball out of a straw. I'm telling you, hey, these dudes, you gotta understand, a lot of these guys are 50 and stuff. They don't feel desired by like young females. You pretty much invisible to a lot of like young females. I noticed that after I got like 30, that's when I started becoming more invisible to like young females. I'm more visible to women around my age. I'm visible to them. I'm visible to like sub 5 stalker and that fat chick that was hanging out with that 7 the other day. You know, I'm visible to them, but I'm not to a young hot tenderoni. Nah, man, I ain't visible no more. I used to be. Now, all that's available to me is young sub 5 women. You know, but this shit ain't gonna last forever. I can imagine 10 years from now it's gonna get worse with my looks. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I'm prepping for those days to come around, so I won't be so goddamn desperate. You know? You think like older men with a lot of money, you think they fucking desperate as hell? Not really. When they got their pick of the litter, they're not desperate. But some of you guys are still 30 something. You can still probably get females' attention, but as you get older, you become more and more invisible to young females. And that's why a lot of guys are going overseas just lonely and feeling invisible in their own country. And then the first thing they do when they get, oh, that smells good, I smell some food right now. The first thing they do when they get over there, you know, they lock eyes with some young hot tenderoni that's giving them the time of day. Out here in the West, them young girls ain't checking for no 45, 50-year-old dude like that. Unless you an exception to the rule. Let's say you work out, you keep your body in shape, then I can see you attracting some young hot tenderoni. But it won't be a whole lot. Like if I was like 20 something hanging out right here, bro, I would have had a girlfriend around here, a young girlfriend, because you know, I was young. But because I'm older and my looks are fucking decreasing every single goddamn year that goes by, I don't have a young girlfriend. That's why I try to work out, man, and keep my body in shape, you know. You feel what I'm saying? I'm about to work out now. But every year, to attract a young woman, it's gonna get harder and harder every year that goes by. You guys don't even know. You become more and more invisible to young females. Invisible to women around your own age. Yeah, you're visible to a 45-year-old woman. Yeah, I'm visible, definitely. I'm visible to a 50-something-year-old woman. But slowly but surely, without money, you become more and more invisible to the young hot tenderoni. Cause they out there checking for them young dudes, man. Most women, that's why I say it's a scam for a lot of these guys, because they don't really understand. Most women want some man around their own age. You're not checking for old farts, bro. Look, I started becoming more invisible to young females the moment I hit 30. Remember I was telling you I was sleeping with that young female? I was in my early 30s, and I look a lot better in my early 30s, by the way. I was still handsome, man. Still handsome, but I was way more of a looker about 12 or 13 years ago. You feel me? When I got into my 30s, I was having sex with that one chick, and she was 10 years younger than me. And I guess I wasn't doing something right. Either I wasn't stroking hard enough or I wasn't pounding hard enough. And she must have had turned around and looked back while I was hitting the doggy style. And she was like, oh, come on. Don't try that grandpa shit on me. I was like, what? Oh, I'm getting old. I'm only like 32 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? And she was younger and shit. But at that time, I'm a good-looking 32-year-old man, bro. I'm still pulling them youngins. But as the years kept going by, man, you just become slowly invisible like a motherfucking ghost. This year, you're invisible. The next, you're lightly invisible. My bad. You're lightly invisible this year, and the next year after that, you're even lighter invisible. Yeah, every year that goes by, you keep getting more and more invisible until you become a ghost, bro. And then they don't see you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the sad part about aging. It's like, goodbye, young females, unless you got a lot of money. Saying goodbye to young females. Say hello to sub 5 stalker. A woman in her 40s around your age. Say hello to them, because you got no more parts of like young females. And like I said, that's why I say working out and staying in shape, bro, and keeping your body, you know what I'm saying, it's crucial as you age, because you already got your age working against you, man, with them young females. And then when you're trying to attract young females, you're dyeing your hair, dyeing your beard to keep the grays from showing. You're always shaving. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to dye your beard, you're always wearing a bald face. You feel what I'm saying? You're working out, trying to maintain your six-pack, just so you can attract a young hot tenderoni. And it works for only for so long. I know for a fact that even when I get to my 50s, it's going to be even harder then. See, right now I'm 45. I could get a female that's maybe like 20 years younger than me if I'm working out and keeping everything in shape. Like if I'm taking care of my skin. Like right now, I'm going to go down to the mall and get some skincare, because my skin has been dry and shit. You know, so I'm going to go to the mall, man, and get some stuff to put on my skin so I can have better skin. That's another thing, man. You lose that baby skin, man. You know, the stuff that attract females, you lose that shit, bro. Your skin become like alligator skin, bro. All rough and shit. Fucking sandpaper skin. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta take care of yourself more and more as you age, so you can at least enjoy the company of a young female. It's like, bruh. And then you gotta get more money as you age too. So it's like, dudes who don't get money, they're gonna end up being that same guy that got played in Thailand by a young hot tenderoni that was 24 years old. These women, most of the time, they just want your wallet at that age, man. Ain't no real authentic relationships. If you think you're gonna be in a real authentic relationship with a female that's 20 or 30 years younger, think again, bro. Think again. You know. It gets harder as you age. You know, and the last quarter of your life is gonna suck. That's gonna really suck monkey balls, bro. That's why I say you better have your money together by the time. I'm telling you, bro. What's up with it, man?
How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing, bro? Yeah, man. You still.
I have a little gift for you.
Oh man, I don't eat that, but
It's less sugar.
okay.
I hope you like it. It's gummy.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, take more.
I just want one is good.
Are you good? Okay, got
One is
it.
good.
How was
I'm
it?
not, huh?
How was it? Good? All is good?
Everything's good, man. You still kicking it in the car?
Yeah, I'm changed the car, but I'm still all the summer I'm planning to live in the car.
What you doing? You doing DoorDash or something like that, or Uber Eats?
Our company name is Weed Map. We deliver the weed, cannabis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you do for work?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to do my workout, man, right now, man.
Okay, bro. Good luck.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Like your watch?
Yeah, it's getting old now. It got destroyed, but
Yeah.
it's all I have.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. See you.
Okay. And that's what's happening to a lot of guys overseas, man. They're getting played to the left by these young, hot tenderonis, and before they know it, they done been had. They fall for the scam because they desperate and they old. They 50, 60 years old, bro, dealing with some 20-something-year-old female, bro. Dudes are real. At that age, that's gonna suck. Like, the last quarter of your life is gonna fucking suck. Because then if you don't have any money, by the time you get to be, 55, 60, man, you're gonna be alone. That's why I say at least have a lot of money by the time you get to that age, man. So that way you won't be alone, man. Men who run out of looks, they stop becoming desirable after a while by young females, man. And you're basically invisible as a 45, 50-year-old man to the average young female. That's why I say work out, bro. Stay on top of your skin. My skin is drying out. I gotta go to the I've been washing my skin a lot more and putting lotion and stuff on it. You know what I'm saying? But it's all of it's the aging process, bro. That sucks. The getting older sucks. Like life's been sucking with females ever since I turned 30 something. You feel what I'm saying? And it's getting worse. Look, man. I just looked at a 4-year younger version of myself, and I look so much better. That's why I say gear up, get your money together before you get too old and totally invisible, bro. Men who got money by the time they're older, they're not invisible. Their looks might be gone, but the wallet is still there. The wallet is fat. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, be prepared, man. Like, a lot of these guys are going overseas, they lonely as hell, bro. They're invisible in the West. By the time you hit 50, your pension ain't gonna save you, bro. That's why I'm telling you, man. A lot of guys got pensions and stuff, so that's why they go overseas and stuff. Get off me, fucking goddamn bug, man. A lot of guys, they going overseas because they invisible to a lot of these women out here, bro. Dude said, man, he has. That's why I just got done like listening to that story on YouTube. You know, because I plan to go to Thailand, you know, one day once I get the bag. And I'm just listening to these horror stories of guys getting tricked out of their money, bro, by a young, hot, beautiful woman, bro. They'll start out with a story like, yeah, my dream is to open up a restaurant. And then you might got like some life savings. Maybe you got like $1 million in the bank account or something like that. And that's for your retirement funds. Like this particular story that I was listening to, this guy had about $600,000, and that was for his retirement. He's supposed to be a pension off that, but he took 200 grand and transferred it. Man, because I guess he just, dude is so lonely for companionship with a young woman, man. Is that he forgot his marbles, man. He just, once that clam opened up, man, motherfuckers start handing over their life savings, bro. Bruh, be aware of the scams in Thailand that these bar girls be playing on motherfuckers, bro. They prey on the weak and lonely, man. they prey on the weak and lonely, bro. A lot of these guys are lonely as hell, bro. They take their lonely ass to like Thailand or the Philippines, and they get with some young hot tenderoni that's 30 years younger than them, and they actually think it's true love, because they've been invisible in their own country, like the UK and even here, especially here in the West. You know who you're competing against for them young females? You're competing with young men, bro. When you want a young female, guess who you're competing with? You're competing with dudes who got a tighter face, a tighter body. That's why it's important for you to maintain your muscle. See, that guy, he might be younger than me, but my body is better than his. I got a six-pack. He doesn't. You hear what I'm saying? Now, he might got a better face, or maybe he might not have a better face than me. Just because he's young, it don't mean that his genetics is better than mine. But after a certain age, man, them young females, they stop checking for you, bro. And that's a sad part of reality right there. That's a sad part of life. Is that after you become a certain age, young females, they ain't checking for you. That's why it's crucial to work out and keep your body in shape, so you can still have some type of glory or some type of sexiness about you. You feel what I'm saying? Don't let your body go, man. Damn. It took me a while to figure that shit out. Like, bro, you over 45. Them young females ain't gonna be checking for you, man. You put on them pounds. So then you 45 and you overweight and you broke at the same time. So that's a terrible combination to be, man. Overweight, 45, no money in the bank. Zero money. It's like you slowly start becoming invisible, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, pull this out, drink some water, so we won't hurt ourselves. If I ain't watered up, I'll fucking like. So I'm working out on somewhat of an empty stomach. All I got is that Rockstar to work out with. Your skin and your teeth, that's gotta be in check. That's gotta be in check. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, my skin is pretty dry, man. So I've been putting lotion and stuff on it, man. Uh, that's gonna suck, brother. That's why I say, man, get the bag. Get the bag. This getting older thing sucks. Aging sucks. Okay? The aging process sucks. And you can't do nothing about it. Nobody stays young and vibrant for the rest of their life, bro. You feel me? Nobody. We all getting old out here. And the older you get without money, the more desperate you're going to become toward young female companionship. Young female companionship. Gotta drink that. I'm gonna try to drink it kind of fast because I need a quick boost real quick before I do cop water. That's why working out is crucial as you get older, because you already got your age like working against you. Women, young females, they're gonna discriminate against you because you're 45. You feel what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, oh, this guy's hella old, but look at his body. He got body though. He's an older sexy man, you know. He got a body, he got 6-pack abs, he got big muscles and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So then it becomes a lot easier to get the young females, man. Taking care of yourself as you age, man, is crucial. The body game has to be there, bro. They can't be disgusted while they're having sex with you, bro. You know, your big old pot belly, you're 45. You know, your belly sticks out from here to across the street. You know, breath on hum, you don't brush your teeth. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't got no hair. You're balding. You know what I'm saying? You know, all that stuff plays a crucial role in your loneliness, man. A lot of guys lonely because they done got too old. And let's face it, we're not attracted to like women our age. We're not. Hello. Yeah, we're not attracted to women our age. Let's face it, man. We rather have a female that's 10, 15, 20 years younger than us, man. But unfortunately, because you get older, you stop becoming appealing to those type of women, to women who are 10 years is not bad, but I'm talking about 15, 20 years younger, because of your age, man. Certain features change as you get older, man. Like my nose done got bigger, and it keeps on getting bigger every year that goes by, man. You know, I didn't get teased by my nose when I was younger. When I got into my mid-30s, I started noticing my nose started to droop down and get bigger and shit. And then people were like, "Oh my God, it's a big ass bell pepper nose." I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna happen to you, man. Don't laugh too long." Don't laugh for too long. It's gonna happen to you too. And that's when motherfuckers stop laughing. You're like, look at this big bell pepper nose. Ha ha ha. I'm like, it's gonna happen to you. Oh, what? Really? Yeah. It's gonna happen to you too. When you get to your 30s, you're gonna look at your nose. You're gonna be like, damn, he was right. It's happening to me too. Yeah, that's why I say don't laugh for too long. Cause my nose was not this big when I was younger, bruh. All this losing looks and shit like that, this shit sucks. That's why maintain the body game, bro. Work out. Keep yourself in shape. Be the exception to the rule. Women are 25, when they think of a 45-year-old man, they think like a fat, Pillsbury dough dude, balding, you know what I'm saying, losing hair. You don't got a full head of hair. You know what I'm saying? That's what they think of. but don't be the typical 45, 50-year-old dude, man. Keep your body in shape so you can continue to attract them young, hot tenderonis, man. A body is a body. It don't matter if you're 25 or 45. If your body's in shape, you got lean, you got six pack, it's still a turn on for any woman, bro. You feel what I'm saying? She could be 25. She look at your body like, oh my God, he's in shape. He looks good for his age. Yeah, because I work out to attract your ass. and good for my health too. But it's gonna fucking suck, man, as we get older, bro. Your face loosens up, man, and it shrinks too. My fucking face has shrunk within the last like 4 years. I don't have that full face no more. As you get older, your face starts to shrink. And you lose a lot. You lose that fucking attractiveness as you get older, man. Look at my skin. I gotta put cocoa butter and stuff on it, man, because I got some dry ass skin right now. You know, from all the drinking and stuff. I'm gonna lay off the drinking tonight. I ain't drinking tonight. Yeah, we're gonna take a couple of nights off from that shit. Been trying to quit. It's hard when you out here though. You know? I'll take a couple of nights off and be good, man. You feel me? But like I said, bro, it's dudes going overseas with their heart on their sleeve, bro. That shit rhyme. Dudes are going overseas with their heart on their sleeve because they are invisible to young females. You become invisible, bro. It's like you're not even there to a lot of females, bro. I seen dudes that all of a sudden become invisible. But this one guy, his name is Antonio, right? He lives out here. You know, he's an alcoholic and shit. You can see him drinking beer all the time. But a while back, he won $1 million jackpot from a scratcher, right? He won $1 million, and he has a woman living with him, and she rashes the money out to him because he'll spend it all. But because he got that money, that $1 million, you know, in the bank, he got a woman living with him that give him sex every now and then. Now, does she really enjoy having sex with him? No. But because he got that money, she'll give him some nookie every now and then. You feel what I'm saying? So he's not totally dry. You know what I'm saying? But the dude's old. He's like, well, he ain't that old. He's like 50 something, 55. He's 10 years older than me. But because he got that money, he got some female that's about 20 years younger than him giving him nookie. If he wouldn't have had that $1 million, bro, if he would never have won that $1 million jackpot, he wouldn't have had her living with him, bro. He would be alone right now. But he got something. That's the key, man. It's like, I see it happening now with me, man. If I don't get my money together, I'm going to end up old and alone by myself and still on the streets. So that's why I'm chasing this jackpot long term. You feel me? Because I'm getting, man, just 4 years went by, bro. Man, 4 years younger, it just makes you, it's just like, oh, man, I'm really dying. I'm slowly dying. Can't do anything about it because it's age, man. It's age. Like I said, the age pill's catching up with me, man. Soon enough, I'm gonna be 50. And the last thing I want to do is be 50 and broke. 5 years from now, I'll be 50, bro. I'll be straight up almost OG style, bro. I'll be almost an OG by the time I hit 50. Bro, god damn, this time is going by quick. Nothing you can do about it. But try to work out, keep yourself up, get money, man. That's what happens to guys who don't get money, they end up owing a loan, bro. And then they got to go overseas because, you know, their pension is not gonna be enough to like attract a young chick, man. You know, even if you had $600,000 in the bank and you had a young tenderoni out here, you would run out of money eventually. You'll go broke. Cause 600 grand ain't shit nowadays, man. That ain't nothing. If I won 600 grand, I'd be trying to like save it. I'd be like, man, I wouldn't try to spend it or nothing, man. I would take myself overseas for like a vacation, but I would come back and figure out what to do with the rest of the money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, being older and broke sucks. And that plays against you too, man. Like, it affects your dating life. Like, you're past 40 and you ain't got money. You ain't got resources. You're not together financially. It plays against you in the dating world, bro. Don't think it don't. Even if you're in your 30s, if you ain't got no bread, you're gonna have a hard time getting some head from them young females, bro. And you feel like your life is over once you hit over 30, bro, with young females. You feel what I'm saying? Some guys, they say, yeah, I still get young women, man. But for how long, though? It ain't gonna last forever. Eventually, it's gonna be more about your wallet. It's gonna be more about your wallet, bro. As you get older. And then the thing is, you can't afford to run out of money as you get older either. Like a lot of guys that going overseas, they run out of money because some young hot tenderoni tricked them into thinking that, you know, they were getting into an investment, man. So it's investment. It's an investment. You know, she got me thinking that this is a straight up investment, but really it's just a scam. Because once they get the money and they get the business, they start pushing away from you. He said the moment I was looking at that story on YouTube, and he said the moment she got the money in her pocket, we got business going, she started becoming more distant from him. You know, the phone calls started becoming shorter. The conversations were shorter. You know, she started becoming more distant. And she started slowly pushing away from him. It was like, God damn, what's happening? He followed that female one day with a camera and followed her to a restaurant where she was all hugged up and lovey-dovey with some Thai dude. You know, because the guy, I could say that maybe he might be white. He might have been white or something, or I don't know what race he was, but he wasn't Thai, you know. So he followed her to the restaurant where she was having lunch with some Thai dude, and she was feeding him from her plate and shit. You know, spoon feeding them and shit. You know, and he took pictures and showed it to her later and shit. You know, it was all a scam. They played off that man's loneliness, bro. This guy's in his 50s. They play off, you gotta be really careful going overseas. Especially if you got like life savings of like 600 grand, 700 grand, and you're like a guy in his 50s, and you're basically just pinching off the money until you pass on. As a guy in his 50s, you know, 600 grand plus your pension is enough, you know what I'm saying, to like last you until you die, right? Because we're not living forever. Eventually we're gonna die, all of us. And so you plan for those years, right? You save for those years. You might have worked for a company for a very long time. You got a pension going on for that, and plus you got $600,000 saved over the years. You know, and the moment these dudes get over there and they get some of that sunshine, young, tenderoni loving, they start losing their minds and start like fucking spending their life savings on these females. And dude said, I had 600 grand in the bank and I gave her 200 grand to start the business. And I still got money left over. I'm not broke. I still got 400 grand. But still, that was $200,000 going down the drain. I got scammed. I got tricked because I was lonely. I was desperate for female companionship, especially if she's young. You stop becoming. You stop becoming desirable after a certain age to young females, and then you miss that, right? You sit back and be like, God damn, I remember I used to be able to get young females really easily. It's not that easy no more. It's not easy no more. It used to be easier, but now it has gotten harder. And every single year that goes by, it's gonna keep on getting harder and harder until you turn into a ghost. You're gonna be becoming more and more invisible to young females until you turn into a ghost, basically, until you're not even there. So when you walk into the room, you're not even there anymore. That's why I'm kind of flattered when I see young females looking at me. But also, I keep my body in shape. I got a chest. I got my six-pack abs are coming back slowly but surely. My stomach is flat now because I've been doing them sprints. You feel what I'm saying? Sprints, that'll burn the hell out of your goddamn stomach fat. You feel me? But it's like, it sucks that every day that goes by past 25, you become more and more invisible to young females. Hey, if I wasn't in shape, bro, I'll be totally invisible. But since I'm somewhat in shape, I got muscles and stuff. You can see that you can look at me and tell that I work out. You can look at me and tell, like, look at them arms, look at that chest, look at the biceps. You can look at me and tell that I work out. When a young female see me, they be like, oh, he works out, look at the muscles. So, at least have something as you get older for young females to look at. You feel what I'm saying? Don't be a fat blob. Don't go over there, big ass, fat lard, just big ass, tubby bubby stomach, a pot belly stomach, and thinking that you're gonna get some love. Hell no, bro. That's one thing that females hate. They don't like fat men, just way overweight. Just that'll hurt your chances too, man. If you overweight right now and you older, I advise you to be out here working out, man. Give yourself the best chance to attract a young female, man. Because we all want the younger females, man. We don't want females around our age, man. I don't want no 45, 50-something-year-old female, bro. We like them younger. At least a 30-year-old or something. Shit, 30 to me, a 30-year-old woman, that's young to me. I would love to be in the bedroom with a 30-year-old woman. That's young. That's 15 years younger. Nigga, if I went to Thailand or even China, I would clean the fuck up, nigga. Cause I'll be checking for the 30-year-olds. I'll be like, where the 30-year-olds at? 15 years younger, man. Woo, that make my dick hard, bro. Is she 30? That ain't nothing. But to the Chinese guys, a 30-year-old female is considered a leftover woman. Not to me. I'll be out there checking for the 30-year-old females all night long. And all day long, too. I mean, what a 30-year-old woman? What a 27-year-old women? What a 28, 29, 30? Somewhere around there. From 25 to 35, that's how I'll be checking for them. They'll love me, man. As long as they ain't got no kids, man. They got kids by another man, I'll be like, oh no. Especially if I got my shit together, I got a few million in the bank. And I'm saying, I'll be like, oh no, I'm checking for the 25-year-old. If the 30-year-old's got kids by another man, I was like, okay, I gotta go down to 25 then. Because she's less likely to have a child by another man. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to start my own legacy. 25 is a sweet spot. I don't really go too far. I mean, unless she's like badass. Like if she look like Lil 7 or something like that, then I'll make an exception. But like after you hit a certain age, young females become off limits to you. After you hit a certain age, young females become off limits. I mean, goddamn. When I was 37 years old, remember, I was using enhancements. I came down to 0% body fat. Now I'm just exaggerating it. I didn't come down that low, but I came down to low percentage body fat, and I was dating a 19-year-old female at the time, bro. It took me that to get to use steroids enhancements so I could get young females' attention again. And this was back when I was like 37, before the pandemic. You know, I went out with a 19-year-old female. I was 37, looked like I was 27, man. But I was really muscular because of the enhancements, man. That trend, man, it bring your body fat percentage down low, baby. I mean, now my jawline was out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? No double chin, none of that. All that stuff started kicking in when I got into my 30s. When I was younger, I didn't have a double chin and shit, bro. Right now, it's still kind of there a little bit, but it's not a lot. You can still see this a little bit, you know, but it's called genetics, man. When you get older, it happens to you. That's why you gotta constantly always be working out. Always working out, always keeping your body in shape so you can have a better chance with them young females. Your chances worsen when you become fat and out of shape, bro. When you got a big stomach, you got a double chin that sticks out to middle of nowhere. The only females can get away with that type of stuff, bro. Being overweight, having a double chin, only women can get away with that. I seen women who had double chins, and I still would want to sleep with them, bro. Even though they got a double chin, because maybe they got something else to make up for that, like a big fat behind. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe some height. You know what I'm saying? But you look at me, man. My shoulders I'm wide. My shoulders are big, bro. I'm swollen. I'm called swollen. My name is Swoley Poly. You know what I'm saying? The wrinkles are popping up more and more every single day too, man. Every single year that goes by, I can see wrinkles and lines around my eyes, man. It's like, oh God. My nose is getting bigger. Like I said, I remember one time, I was like, I think it was in my late 30s or 37 or something. And I must have been uploading a picture on a dating site. Like, I think it was Plenty of Fish or something. And I noticed my nose is bigger. I was like, oh man. I slapped my hand on my forehead. I was like, oh man, not this. Oh no. And then I got online and I must have had looked up, you know, do your nose get bigger as you age? And I must have had Googled that shit, man. And I looked it up. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. It said that, yes, unfortunately, your nose, your ears don't stop growing. I slapped my hand on my forehead. I was like, man, no. And then somebody said something about my nose. I was like, okay, it's going to happen to you, brother boy. It's going to happen to you, too. You know what I'm saying? You know. So it's like, you got to understand something, bro. Time is ticking. And as you get older, you without money, the older you get without money, the more desperate you're going to get. That's why them guys are going over to Thailand, getting tricked out of their money, because they want companionship from a young female so bad that they're willing to spend money just to keep the female around. They don't want that female to go anywhere. You feel what I'm saying? You know, it's sad. That's why I said the final. I thought in my head, bro. I was like, the final quarter of my life is gonna fucking suck without money. And then you can't afford to run out. See, a lot of guys, they go over there with savings and they run out of that after a while, bro. That's why I say investments are the best way to go, man. Savings. And unless you got like 3 or 4 million saved up from a jackpot win or, by inheritance or something like that, you're going to run out of that money, man. That's why investments is the best way, man, because the money keeps coming in all the way into your death. You feel what I'm saying? That's the key. Is to keep money coming in all the way until you die. To live lavish all the way to the end. To live good all the way to the end of your time. While you're here on earth. You feel what I'm saying? You know, that's what you need to do, bro. Have a good life all the way to the end. Don't be suffering all the way to the end. Have a good life all the way to the end. You know? Because we're not going to be able to attract young females through our whole entire life, man. There's a time limit on that unless you got money. You have a time limit on your looks. After you hit 30 years old, that's when you're going to start struggling with young females. I noticed that about myself. Like I said, man, I started struggling with young females when I got to be 30 plus. The looks ain't there, especially when I got like 35, 36. Oh, man, I was nearly invisible. But I had let my body go, too, around that time. Around 35, 36, and I decided to get my body in shape. I think I was like 37, 38. That's when I started using enhancements. But young females used to like run away from me, bro. Like, I couldn't get a female to date me at all, bro. Like, when I was overweight and I had that big ass double chin and had big ass fat cheeks with a big old Pillsbury dough stomach, you know, a big ass Pillsbury stomach, couldn't get no female attention whatsoever, bro. You feel me? And then when I lost the weight, that's when I started getting attention. So working out is crucial, man, for your attractiveness, bro. Especially if you want to attract young females, man. You gotta stay in shape. You gotta try to eat good and stuff like that. Like, my diet is halfway, man. Some days I'm eating vegetables and salads. Some days I'm eating like burritos and burgers sometimes. I don't mess with too much fast food, man. I probably have that like once every 2 weeks or something, or once a week I'll get some fast food, some burger and fries, but I don't really deal with that too much. When I do go to the Chinese food restaurant, I eat like rice and broccoli and beef. You feel what I'm saying? I get that rice and broccoli beef bowl, you know. Or I might have string beans and chicken. You feel what I'm saying? Some type of, gains in there, man. You feel me? But it's like, at the same time, it's like, I look at these stories and I'm like, oh, it's like, that shit is like, the Thai stories I be listening to online before I go to sleep. The stories, the nightmare stories, the horror stories that a lot of these older guys are going through with these Thai women over there, just falling for their tricks. Because the guys are so goddamn desperate and lonely, man. Because in the West, let me tell you something, bro. The West will starve your ass, bro. You can't let the starvation get to you. Anyway, I'm about to end this live, man. It's already an hour already, man. It's time for me to stop running my mouth and get to working out, man. I gotta maintain this buffness. You guys have a good day, man. Stay up, man. I'll be back on later. You feel me? You guys have a good day. I'm out. Peace. Bless.